Hello, yes. Again, a new subtopic as usual. Today, we will discuss about bar bodies. One more phenomenon, one more subtopic in our genetics. Okay, bar bodies means these are the specific structures present in some peculiar organisms only. This is not common phenomena of every organism. Okay, what are bar bodies and how they are impacting in our lives or metabolic activities, that's we will discuss. Okay, come on, let's start. Bar bodies, these were first discovered, yeah, observed by Murray L. Baer scientist. These were first observed by Murray L. Baer. He is Mr. Murray L. Baer. So, on his name, these bodies are specific bodies, structures in a cell are named as Bar bodies. Murray L. Baer. Barr and his assistant Bertrand, associate scientist, both have observed some chromatin bodies. I wanted to ask you one question. What are these chromatin bodies, students? Chroma, Greek language, chroma means color. Chromatin, in the cell biology, you might have learned and you might have heard about that chromatin network. Hofmeister, and he discovered first time the chromatin network. Okay, the network of threads which are colored, colorful thread like structures. Likewise, Bertram and Murray L. Baer, they have observed certain colorful spots in female cats, female organisms, due that too in the nerve cells during the interphase. Interphase means, as we know, it consumes around 95% of cell's life cycle span. है ना? If a cell is dividing for every 24 hours, around 21 and a half hours to 23 hours, cell remains under non-dividing phase of the cell cycle called interphase. So of course, you know, nerve cells and cardiac muscle cells, they do not undergo cell division. This non-dividing parts of the cells are possessing certain colorful bodies in them. Such colorful bodies were firstly observed by Muriel Baer and his friend Bertram, yeah, associate scientist. So on the behalf of, yeah, on the name of bar, these colorful chromatin structures, chromatin bodies, colored bodies are named as bar bodies. This is the history behind the discovery of these bar bodies. Remember, very careful, they have discovered in female cats nervous system, nerve cells which are in interphase, cells which are in interphase of the nervous cells in female cats. Okay, let me continue. Bar bodies are nothing but heterochromatinized. These bodies are associated, yeah, attached with the X chromosome. Rather, you can say they are specifically similar, yeah, associated with X chromosomes, and these are heterochromatinized. In the cell biology, again I'm coming down to the cell biology. In the cell biology, you might have learned two important words: euchromatin region. Students, remember, euchromatin, here the genes are able to express their characters called exon. That means this is a true genetic material, true chromatin. True chromatin, it absorbs very light color. So this euchromatin region is lightly stained region. This is lightly absorbing the color, but certain X chromosome particles are absorbing the color at high. They are highly, rather you can say, darkly stained regions. What we can say, darkly stained regions on this X chromosome. So nothing but bar bodies are not uniform manner of staining is not taken. It is irregular, uneven, uneven, different types of darkly stained regions are present on X chromosomes. Those are nothing but bar bodies. These bar bodies are darkly stained regions, as I said you, and they are attached to the nuclear membrane. This is the nucleus. From inner side, they are attached. For example, whenever you are learning cell life cycle, I would like to give you one small information regarding cell life cycle. Imagine this is a cell outermost wall, you can say plasma membrane or cell wall. This is the nuclear envelope. In the first phase, prophase, all the chromosomes with their telomeres they are attached. You might have seen such things, Hana? Chromosomes with their telomeres they are attached at the inner wall of the nuclear envelope. Like that, the darkly stained bodies attaching to the nuclear envelope in this way. I'll show you with a red color pen for sake of your understanding. A black color pen for like this. Inner side of the nuclear envelope, such bodies are attached from the inner side of the nuclear envelope. Remember this diagram carefully. Okay, those bodies are attached to the nuclear membrane. Okay, this chromatin body in female cells is derived from buccal mucosa, cheeks, cheek cells. Inside, if you are biting like this, so you will get a small thing. So it is very easy to pick up, and within 2 to 3 hours, those damaged cells will be recovered in any animal. In any animal, they will be immediately purified. Apart from that, you can even collect those cells from the fibroblast. That means undifferentiated connective tissue cell. In animal histology, you might have learned striated, unstriated, and stripped end, etc. So connective tissue undifferentiated. It's not differentiated into many types. Undifferentiated connective tissue cells and buccal mucosal cells are also there, possessing such darkly stained portions. Okay, remember careful. I would like to show you one thing. This is the buccal epithelial cell, and in this buccal epithelial cell within the nucleus you are finding some dark color patches. Na? I don't want to show you with a highlighter pen. Just I'm rotating my cursor. You just observe. All these darkly stained portions within the nucleus are nothing but Barr bodies. Okay, in the same manner, in the leukocyte, WBC, white blood cells, they are polymorphonuclear, poly, many, morpha, their structure. Nucleus is having different structures. That's why WBC are called polymorphic nucleus contained one. Here also you are finding some darkly stained region and dotted portions at the nearby nuclear envelope. Okay, so in the buccal epithelium as well as in the polynuclear leukocytic cells, you are finding such darkly stained regions are nothing but Barr bodies. I hope you got some basic ideology about the Barr bodies. Repeating, Barr bodies are nothing but darkly stained regions. Murray L. Barr and Bergstrom have discussed, and we are observing in the buccal cavity cheek cells as well as in the WBC cells. Okay, these are the darkly stained regions, spotted structures are observed. Coming down to the next portion, these two are heterochromatin portions, Barr bodies. Okay, rather you can say sex chromatins. Barr body appears on one of the lobes of some neutrophils. In the blood cells, neutrophils are a type of blood cells. On their lobes also, we are identified some darkly stained portions, the females. Okay, they are appearing like a drumstick structures, drumstick like projections. You can observe here. You can observe here in the blue color. You can magnify it over here. For example, this is the neutrophil lobe. It is forming like a drumstick like structure. Rather, you can say it's like on the structure like this, a drumstick like a manner. This is entirely a darkly stained region, you can find out. Okay, the same thing here, it is available. You can zoom it and you can understand. So Barr bodies are appearing on the lobes of some neutrophils even. So very common thing is the cheek cells, neutrophils, leukocytes, polymorphonuclear leukocytes, as well neutrophils also. Their lobes, multi-lobed nucleus is having such a drumstick sized, drumstick stick shaped projections. They are only Barr bodies. Remember careful. You can take this screenshot even for sake of your understanding. Barr body in the neutrophil. So here I have given you 4 examples. Barr bodies are firstly discovered in female cats, nervous system, nerve cells of interphase. Number 2, cheek cells, buccal mucosa. Number 3, polymorphonuclear leukocytes, and number four, neutrophil lobes. Remember these four things. So where these fundamental work of bare bodies have done, these are the four important things you have to mention. Okay, coming down to the next thing, lionization. It is a one subtopic, one phenomena of bare bodies. Nothing. It's a very easy task. Very easy task. You already learned in the human nuclear structure, okay, in the cell biology, that is number of autosomes, number of allosomes, and etc. Even in human sex determination also we have learned what is the genotype of a human body. So for example, a normal human will have two X chromosomes. It is an obvious condition, Hana? Let me mention over here. A normal female definitely will have 44 autosomes plus pair of X chromosomes. Pair of X chromosome. That means a normal female is having two copies of the X chromosomes in the female. Okay, this is one funda. I'll erase these things for sake of our convenience. Then moving to the next part, that X chromosomes are only, we are talking it as heterochromatic body. Getting in the females, mammal, human, you can take mammal, human mammal, female is having two X chromosomes. These two structures, X chromosomes, are heterochromatic bodies. What they are? They are the heterochromatic bodies. Okay, these heterochromatic bodies, for example, if both of these X chromosomes are present, if you imagine, if both the X chromosomes are, of course, obviously they are also present with some amount of genes. If these both genes are involved in the process, then definitely amount of proteins, amount of products will be more, and unwantedly those are produced. These genes also synthesizing specific compounds, and they are also. That is why another X chromosome out of these two, any one of the X chromosome must be transcriptionally inactive. It must not undergo transcription. Getting me? Out of these two X chromosomes, one of the X chromosome should not undergo transcription. That process, self-defending process, is called silencing process, RNA interference. In the molecular biology, we will learn about the RNA silencing process. Even in biotechnology also, I will explain you. Okay, so out of two, one of the X chromosome becomes physiologically inactive. That means it gets silenced transcriptionally. It cannot produce any mRNA. It cannot produce any mRNA. If mRNA is also produced, it cannot undergo translation. That is the transcriptionally silenced process. Okay, what happens further? What's happening? This is the phenomenon only we are calling it as lionization. Out of two X chromosomes, one of the X chromosome is inhibited for transcription, silenced RNA interference process. That is transcriptionally silenced. The inactive process is called lionization. Likewise, one more important thing is dosage compensation. One more basic definition. Dosage compensation. What does it mean? What does it mean? In female mammals, yes, we know that is two X chromosomes per each cell. In female mammals, two X chromosomes are present in each cell. Okay, out of that, one X chromosome is getting inactivated, because if it is not inactivated, then the products may be twice. Products may be produced twice. To overcome that problem, one of the X chromosome must be kept silence. So X chromosome genes located on X chromosome are two pair, that's why two. That's why one of the X chromosome genes are kept silenced. But male possesses only one X chromosome. Male organisms are having, as you know, male is having, female is having XX and male is having XY. So here in the males, you no need to silence that genes of X chromosome, because we have only one X chromosome. But in case of a female body, because of the presence of these two X chromosomes, one of the X chromosome must be kept silence. only one should be permitted. This another one should not be permitted for transcription. This is dosage compensation. Getting me? Remember very careful to reduce the total amount of food doses. Okay, that is why we are performing such activities. Coming down to the another one is what we are understanding, how many X chromosomes are present in a somatic cell. It is the second category. Okay, out of that, except one of them appears to be inactivated. How many? Maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, XYZ number, except one remaining all. For example, we are having 4 X chromosomes in a somatic cell, unfortunately formed triploid, tetraploid. Out of these 4 X chromosomes, only one will be active every time. Remaining 3 will become inactivated, yes, transcriptionally silenced. That means that remaining inactivated X chromosomes are only considered as Barr bodies. This is the important thing. So Barr body number can be detected by the total number of X chromosomes minus 1. That means n minus 1. You can consider number of X chromosomes minus 1. That is the value. For example, human female is having 2 X chromosomes. That means the number of Barr bodies are only 1 students. But in case of human male, we are having only 1 X chromosome. That's why Barr bodies number is 0 in human males. Okay, have you understood? Number of Barr bodies is n minus 1 students. The value is number of X chromosomes minus 1. So in human females we are having 2 X chromosomes. That's why the answer is 2 minus 1. That means 1. But in human males we are having only 1 X and 1 Y. That's why n minus 1 results 0. So normal human males are having 0 Barr bodies, but a normal human female will have 1 Barr body. 1 Barr body. This is one of the most important thing you have to remember. Okay, next moving to the next part. Generally, no any Barr body is seen in the somatic cells of Turner syndrome. This is very much important. Turner syndrome means the total number of chromosomes are unfortunately 45 students. In a Turner syndrome personality, the total number of chromosomes are only 45. And the genotype of that person who suffers from Turner syndrome is 44 autosomes plus X and null. There is no possibility of pair of X chromosomes. That is why the total number of chromosomes is becoming 45. So in a Turner syndrome person, only single X chromosome is present. That's why person suffering from Turner syndrome will have 0 Barr bodies. Remember very carefully, and is entrance point of view important question. Number of Barr bodies in Turner syndrome person is 0. Because Turner syndrome female contains 45 chromosomes and the delamination genotype is 44 autosomes and only 1 X chromosome. So only 1 X chromosome. That's why the Turner syndrome suffering female does not contain Barr body. Remember very careful. And coming down like that, only 1 Barr body is seen, students. Only 1 Barr body is seen in the Klinefelter males. In the Klinefelter syndrome, total number of chromosomes are 47. The genotype is 44 autosomes plus XXY is the genotype of a Klinefelter syndrome male. XXY. Yeah. Klinefelter suffering male. The total number of chromosomes in a Klinefelter syndrome males are 47 students. Out of that 47, 44 are autosomes and XXY syndrome, XXY. So in a Klinefelter male will have 2X and 1 Y chromosome. That is why a person suffering from Klinefelter disease male will have 1 Barr body, because he is having X and Y 3 sex chromosomes. 3 sex chromosomes. It is a trisomy of allosomes. And Turner syndrome is the example for monosomy of sex chromosomes. This we will learn in our ploidy. It's a very, very, very interesting chapter. There I'll explain you in detail. So here remember, a female who is suffering from Turner syndrome will not have any bar body because she is having only one X chromosome. Okay, here you please mention Turner syndrome is nothing but monosomy of allosomes. Allosome is having only one copy. Okay, next, Klinefelter syndrome. This is having 44 autosomes and double XY. That is why 3 sex chromosomes in these persons. That is why this is a trisomy of course, allosome, students. So here totally 2 X chromosomes and 1 Y chromosome. That is why 2 minus 1 bar body. So Klinefelter male having only 1 bar body, but a Turner syndrome female 0 bar body. Remember carefully. Then further, 2 bar bodies are present in a female who is suffering from Klinefelter disease. Of course, in a Klinefelter disease, there is again 47 number of chromosomes, but that female is having triple X chromosomes. As per our principle, number of X chromosomes minus 1. That is why here 3 minus 1, that means 2. So 2 bar bodies are present in a female who has Klinefelter disease. Male suffering from Klinefelter will have only 1 bar body. A female suffering from Klinefelter disease having only 2 bar bodies. Amazing, na? Likewise, 3 bar bodies are present in case of 48 chromosomes and all are X chromosomes. That is a female. Tetrasomy, students, this 48 number of chromosomes is generally occurs because of 2n plus 2 status. I'll explain you in the ploidy. Okay, total 46 plus 2. That additional 2 are also X chromosomes, and here it is a female. That's why here also total 2. So here totally you are getting 4 minus 1, 3 bar bodies in case of tetraploid. Tetrasomy female, students. This is what? A tetrasomy condition. 2n plus 2. These things we will discuss in ploidy, of course. Then these are the 4 statements you must have to bat. In generally, I'll give you a conclusion. In generally, normal male does not possess any bar body because a normal male possesses 1 X chromosome, 1 Y chromosome. That's why n minus 1 is equals to 0. A normal female having 2 X chromosomes. That's why number of bar bodies in a normal female is 1. Okay. Female suffering from Turner syndrome is a monosomy of allosome. That's why she will not possess any bar body. Male suffering from Klinefelter will have 1 bar body. Female suffering from Klinefelter syndrome 2 bar bodies. Female suffering from tetrasomy are having 3 bar bodies. Likewise, number of X chromosomes minus 1. This is the logic. Number of X chromosomes. You can add 10, for example. I am explaining you. So what is the number of bar bodies in a female having 10 X chromosomes? It's not possible biologically, but just for sake of your understanding, 10 minus 1, that is equals to 9. So n minus 1 is a principle to understand, to come to know the number of bar bodies in a female or male. So number of bar bodies, how you will count? Number of X chromosomes minus 1. That's it. Okay. Yeah. Further, I would like to add one more thing, that is number of bar bodies are n minus 1 rule. Whatever we are saying, n minus 1 rule is applicable. So n is equals to total number of X chromosomes in that organism and minus 1. So number of bar bodies is equals to total number of X chromosomes minus 1. This is the principle. You make it a box and learn it. Number of X chromosomes minus 1 is nothing but the number of bar bodies calculation. So understand over here, bar bodies of picture. Here we are getting a graphical and diagrammatic representation. For example, zygote is having 2 X chromosomes. That means it's a female zygote. So this pinkish color, you consider it as our bar body. That blue color is a normal X chromosome, and additional X chromosome can be considered as bar body. Good. Further, random inactivation, because either this chromosome, yeah, this chromosome, anyone can be inactivated at certain times. Okay, that's why that will have only one, and this is the zygote. It is developing like this. So randomly either this pinkish color, yeah, bluish color may become inactivated. That we are explaining over here. Random inactivation, we don't say exactly purple color chromosome should undergo inactivation and other right side one, yeah, left side one should be active. No, we can't say like this. Okay, it is a random process. So this is the bar body. Wherever I am showing you with the encircled one, this is bar body. Okay, moving to the next part. Here, due to the mitosis, of course, what is mitosis? Homotypic cell division. Same genetically, physically, physiologically, in all the ways, mother's resemblance, replicas are produced to mitosis, equatorial cell division. That's why here you will find like this. So, number of bar bodies are increasing by the process called mitosis only, students. Remember, very careful. Every cell which is produced by such mitotic process, either this one or this one, everything is possessing bar body. Okay, everything is possessing basic bar bodies over there. Take a screenshot of this slide. Okay, zygote of a female having two X chromosomes. Out of that, any one of the X chromosome may be active and it can produce bar body. That only the scenario you are seeing over here. Moving to the next one. Normal male, 46 number of chromosomes. And nucleus contains one X chromosome and Y chromosome. Okay, this is blue color one is a nucleus and outer one biscuit color one is a cytoplasm. So 46 chromosomes, that normal male does not possess any bar body because only one X chromosome is present. Okay, it's a total chapter conclusion, students. Remember very careful. Here it is a bar body. Here it is a bar body. Coming down to next one, a female is having 46 number of chromosomes. Out of that, two X chromosomes are there. Okay, you imagine this brownish color one is the bar body and black color one is normal X chromosome. And a female suffering from, yeah, person suffering from Klinefelter syndrome, XXY. So this X is the brown color, X is the, yes, bar body. In this both the conditions, you will have bar body number is only 1:1 ratio. Okay, then coming down to next category, 47 chromosomes in female trisomy triple X. So two bar bodies, 48 also we are having, but it is a male beta, male students. Okay, XXXY. So two are bar bodies. N-1, that is equals to 2. Remember very careful. In 48 chromosomes are available over here, but all 4 are X chromosomes, so 3. And triple X, okay, tetraploid and 1Y, 49 chromosomes. In that case, the number of bar bodies are 3. I hope you understood very clearly about the bar bodies. Okay, revise the things properly. Only one thing, N-1. Only one thing, N-1. How many X chromosomes are there? It doesn't matter. Just keep it -1. That's it. 4 -1 3, 10 -1 9, 8 -1 9. Okay, so 8 -1 7, sorry. So like that, N-1 is a principle to find out the number of bar bodies. Clear? Yeah, I hope you understand. Thank you.